Hey guys, last week I delivered AI training to one of Australia's largest manufacturing businesses. Now, going into it, I thought they'd be well ahead in their AI adoption. What I found actually shocked me. So, here's 5 lessons I learned that I believe every business leader and owner should know before they fall behind. Now, the first thing we started was when we got in the room is to just ask, what's everyone's experience? And the thing I found surprising was out of the 15 people there, only 4 people had utilized ChatGPT or Copilot before. Now, it was when we started covering the basics, basic AI literacy, prompting, and showing them some really simple use cases like how we can use it as a thought partner to challenge our biases, when we can use it to generate documents like SOPs and production schedules, as well as using it to solve through some of the issues and the problems that they're facing within their manufacturing or formula process. And one of the biggest breakthrough moments was actually showing them how the questions they ask dictate the answers they get. And as you can see, this is really surface level stuff, but they're at a stage now where they're seeing the most benefit, not from that complexity, just from the really simple practical wins that they can get. And we're even seeing this verified by studies. A study done by Forrester Consulting saw that within the next 3 years, businesses can look to see an upwards increase in revenue of 150% to 350% just with the basic use of copilots or GPTs. Now, the thing that excited them the most wasn't any flashy workflow automations or AI agents. It was just simply the Microsoft Copilot they had. Then I saw that these larger businesses, these enterprise businesses, they really love Copilot. Not only does it offer all the enterprise data privacy, it's just the brand Microsoft is really reassuring to them. And it already embedded in their current ecosystems, whether it be their Excel, their Teams, their Power BI, their OneDrive, just being able to connect it with what they already had allowed them to connect it with what they could do within their roles. And we started sharing ideas from the production scheduling to the maintenance team, to the quality team, even to the marketing and packaging team. We started to talk to Copilot about some of their products. We're getting recommended different products for different issues, which even raised the question to their marketing team, how can we be improving where we're ranking on this? Because moving forward, a lot of this is going to even become the new search engine. And you already see it with Google up the top, the AI summary. But it even got them thinking like, how do we look at this even from a marketing perspective with our ranking within these systems? The magic wasn't me explaining AI to them. The magic was them being able to connect what AI could do within their role and in their world. And a lot of these businesses, they are already starting to see this. Microsoft has stated that up to 75% of Fortune 500 companies are actually already using Copilot. Now, another big surprise I had was actually managing the expectations. Some people went into it with very low expectations. Some people even told me afterwards, look, going into it, I thought, what could I even utilize AI for in my life? Like, I've never used it before, I don't get it. And some of these people that started with low expectations come out of it with too high expectations. I had even someone ask me if they could use it to reliably do allergy testing for the food that they may get out at fast food places for them. And I had to tell them, I said, listen, this thing that you're using, it's a co-pilot. You're still the captain. At some point, these things, they're thought partners, but they still require the human touch, the human judgment, and the human mind to understand where they fit within the actual context of what you're doing. Now, they're really smart, and these agents are really good. You can get them to 95 to 98 to 99% reliability. And that's the point. AI is powerful, but it still needs human judgment. The danger isn't always expecting too much or too little. Sometimes it's expecting the wrong things as well. And this is backed by an MIT study that showed that up to 95% of generative AI projects failing to meet expectations or provide value for businesses. Now, how we structured this for them was we showed them what AI is, how it can benefit them now and into the long-term future. Now, what was meant to be an hour session ended up turning to an hour and a half. We went over time because everyone, by the end of it, was extremely excited. And one of the biggest improvements we made within this was actually just the understanding and the improvement within their prompting. Now, look, we covered where they could automate some workflow automations, the integrations between the different software, even how we could attach agents onto the back of that. Everyone got really excited, but one of the things that became really apparent is just the journey that they would have had to go on to get to this point. Now, a lot of these businesses, you'll find that they have really good data collection and they might have a lot of their processes all mapped out. Implementing AI isn't just someone comes in and slaps a system on top of what you got, replaces what you have and it's perfect. A lot of this is building upon your already made structure, utilizing the data that you have. There's a process within sanitizing your data, really organizing how you're collecting a lot of this stuff and just improving and standardizing a lot of your workflows to build upon it. And the most important thing is just being willing to start now and to start small and understand this is an iterative thing. This is something that starts small. And then what appears to be a thought partner to begin with is something that can handle a basic workflow task. And all of a sudden it's starting to automate some of those boring tasks that some of your employees are doing that are taking up their time, that they're not using their brain, they're not using their mind. It's just repetition. There's one thing that you can take away from this section alone is that AI isn't flicking a switch. It's essentially a muscle that you have to build and you have to grow over time. And this is something even backed by Morgan Stanley, who predict the S&P 500 will see an increase in growth of 6 trillion to 16 trillion over the next few years, just based on the efficiency and productivity that they can see AI providing these businesses. Now, by the end of the session, even the skeptics had to admit that this is unavoidable now. We're seeing that this technology is rapidly growing now. I like to use an analogy. It's like you're riding a horse, and then at any moment you can fall off, and the only thing holding you on is a rubber band, and this band just keeps stretching and stretching. When we first started generative AI, all we could do was ask it a question and receive an answer, and then people would find ways to connect to the internet for different basic searching. Fast forward 2-3 years later, we've got image generation, internet connection. We can get it to produce videos for us. Voice agents are out now and they're getting bigger and bigger. It's able to create documents. And we're already seeing the urgency for large businesses to take this on. Wall Street Journal have said that up to 88% of enterprise businesses have already started their AI journey. So the longer you wait, the harder that rubber band's going to snap you forward. And that's the thing, AI isn't optional anymore. It's not if you'll start it, it's when you're going to start. And the best thing to do is to start now. As they say, the best time to plant a seed was 10 years ago. The next best time's today. So the biggest shock for me wasn't necessarily all the tech. It was just realizing that these large businesses, they don't need anything complex. And even small businesses I usually work with, they don't need something really complex that's going to go in there and change their whole world. They just need small wins, small practical wins that they can start to understand and they can see the value. And then from there, it gets everyone in the business thinking. And once you've got the expertise on hand, understanding this technology, that's when you can really see that beautiful organic development within your business of different people being able to share their ideas. And it becomes an actual team building exercise on what we can do to really help us. And it's those that start now will be the ones that will be pulling ahead in 6 months' time. Now, if you want to check out any of the agent tutorials I've done, I'll link some in the description below. And if you're a business that wants to start that AI journey, feel free to book in below. You'll see at the top of the description is a link. You just click the first link, fill it out, and book in. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.